Murder, She Watched contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. Murder, She Watched is for entertainment purposes only. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Murder, She Watched, the podcast where we're all a bunch of ladies of a certain age just solving murders from our couches. My name is Amy Archer. I'm your host, and I'm here today with Kyla. Hi, Kyla.
Hi, Amy.
How are you?
How are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We're talking today about Worst Neighbor Ever, and I want to say I really like this series.
I do too. I like it a lot. It's really well done.
From a storytelling point of view, it's well done.
Yes.
Everybody has their little Chiron. We know everybody's names.
Yes.
It's not a lot of guesswork. I don't love the animations.
I was going to ask you how you felt about the animations. I could do without.
How'd you think I was going to feel about the animations?
Same as I did. Yeah. I was like, that's enough. That's enough. And then it's like, oh, we're getting a lot of these animations.
I will tell you, I feel better about the animations than I do about reenactments.
True.
I don't
because
like
a bad reenactment, like a vintage Unsolved Mysteries reenactment, those are terrible.
Yeah, and I feel like they need something, they need a little bit of filler. So
it does help tell the story. It just seems, maybe it's the style of animation because it's very like it's for children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like storybook animation. I don't know. It's weird.
And it's interesting because, we're going to talk about episode 1 now, but in episode 2, I looked at the screen real quick. All the neighbors are standing outside, like drinking a beer or something like that. Look like King of the Hill.
It dun 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 dun.
I
love King of the Hill. Yes.
They've
got their Alamo beer. I really like that show.
Yeah. So one thing I want to remind all of our couch detectives about is that we are having a Murder Club meeting. So Murder Club is our Patreon. It's where our premium content is. It's for people who want a deeper dive, who want us to go a little more in depth with things. We do that all over there.
Yes.
And we're having a Murder Club meeting, and we're going to talk about Love Trapped, the podcast.
I am hooked on Love Trapped. It's so interesting.
It's so good. I'm on like episode 6 and it just took a turn. Ooh, I'm like, I thought we were out of turns.
You're a little bit ahead of me. I'm on 5. Okay. I'm excited.
Okay.
I am not, and I don't think you are either. I'm not a Bachelor person, so this was all very.
I had no idea about any of this.
Same. It was not on my radar at all.
So that will be, you have to be a member of the $8 tier for that, and it will be on July 22nd. And it will be at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I believe.
The lives are fun. It's a good time.
And you're going to get all of us. You're going to get Kyla, Becca, Amanda, myself, and Karen. Lawyer Karen is going to come on. Because Lawyer Karen's very upset. I'm sorry, Judge Karen. Judge Karen's very upset
about the way it's going.
About the way that Laura Owens has abused the court system.
Ooh, that'll be fun insight.
And she wants to talk about it.
Okay, good deal.
So it'll be a lot of fun. If you guys can make it, I would love that. I'll try. I can't always put out the audio version of it, especially if it's not good, like the audio quality.
Yeah.
So like I can definitely put the replay up if you can't make the live recording. But either way, it will be behind that paywall. So join Murder Club. I mean, it's totally worth it. And it helps support the pod and helps pay the bills and all of that stuff. So if you want to support the work we're doing, that's the place you can do it.
It's very fun. It's in a good time.
All right, girl. Are you ready? Are you ready to go to, where are we going? Mount Sterling, Kentucky.
We're in the Midwest these first 2 episodes. So, South Kentucky, South Midwest. It's kind of both.
My dog is from Kentucky.
Really?
Nellie.
She came from there?
Yeah, she was in a kill shelter down there, and she was transported up here, and we adopted her.
Oh, I love that. Love. Always rescue from a shelter if you can.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the story. Our main narrator is Shawna. And we open in Mount Sterling, Kentucky, May of 2018. And we learn right up front. I like this about this series. Like you learn what's going to happen right up front.
Yes.
So we know Shawna was shot in the face.
That's the opening line of the documentary. I was shot in the face, and you're like, "Whoa,
Mary
here
Jo
we go."
Buttafuoco style, right
Serious
in the
that's
face.
all I could think of was, "My
Mhm.
Joey."
Yeah. Wow. She and her husband
More current
Dave
references.
she and her husband Dave moved to this neighborhood
Mhm,
in 2002, and it's a small town about
mhm.
36 miles from I wrote 36 miles from Kentucky. No, it's 36 miles from Louisville, probably? I think
Lexington.
oh, Lexington.
It was
Okay.
Lexington, yes.
And it's a classic small town, and this
Mhm.
setup is very familiar to me because I live in a rural
Same.
area, and
Mhm.
most people have, like, quote, "family compounds," end quote,
I
up
grew up
here.
in one.
Mhm, mhm. I live on one now. My mother-in-law
See?
lives across our driveway.
Exactly, it's super common, and I know
Mhm.
people think it's a little weird, but it's so common because, somebody owns a bunch of property and
Well,
then you
that's the
build
thing,
on
like, my
it and,
in-laws own, like, 80 acres of property. Like,
Yeah,
what are they gonna do with it all?
exactly, and
Yeah.
it's nice, it was fun, I
Mhm.
enjoyed growing up that way.
Yeah. I grew up more in a neighborhood like we'll get to in episode 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Shawna had a pool in the yard. So she and Dave, her husband, had a lot of
Mhm.
cookouts and stuff. And, her daughter Haley says she was blessed to have two dads
That was
because
sweet.
Dave came into her life when she was only 2 years old. So it sounds like she has a good relationship with her current, like
Yes.
her bio dad,
Yep.
and a loving relationship with Dave. Now, do you do this? Do you try to figure out who's dead when they're
Oh, always,
giving us the
always. Yes,
expository
Mitchell and I
material
were
there?
both we were watching this one together, and we were both
I'm
trying to
like,
figure it out, and I'm like, "We're not seeing Dave." I feel like we're
I'm like,
speaking of
"Oh, I
Dave in the
feel like
past tense a
Dave
lot.
is no longer with us," and it's very
Yeah,
unfortunate because he was a
doggone.
very good man. S
Yes. Oh,
Shauna and Dave met in 1995. She was living in Franklin, Ohio, and she worked as a bus driver. It sounds for like a day camp kinda
yes.
situation.
Disability services
Yep,
facility. It
yep.
was they worked together.
Yeah, she was the bus driver, and Dave was like the oh my god, I almost said the escort. He wasn't an escort. He was like an attendant
Yeah,
that
he
went
worked
with the
inside there.
person.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
said
yeah, yeah.
he worked in the group home.
She said she met him, they started dating, right? Like, they didn't like each other first, but once
That
she
was the
got to
fun
know
part.
him,
They had a very
she's Yep,
rom-com thing.
yep, yep. She says they started dating, and it got
Mhm.
pretty serious pretty quickly, and then
Yeah.
they go on vacation in Tennessee, and he's like, "Why don't we get married?"
Yeah, I loved that. That was just
Mhm.
fun, like,
Well, and
I'm not a huge wedding person, so
what's so cute about that is they didn't have decent clothes, like nice clothes to get
yeah,
married in,
she's
but
like, "No."
she goes, "I had brought Haley some nice clothes." So, like, the daughter's the only one dressed
Yeah.
up at the wedding.
Yeah, when she's like, "She was my little I dolled her up. She was my little cutie," and it's
Yep.
just so true, and I love it.
Mhm. So, in 2016 oh, and then right away after she got married, she got pregnant with their second daughter, who
Mhm,
we
mhm.
don't see in the documentary.
Correct, I did find her on social media. I'm not going to say anything about her
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
obviously she doesn't wanna be known,
Sure.
but she looks like she is just a phenomenal person, and she's
Cool,
gorgeous.
cool, cool.
So
2016, everyone in the neighborhood is close-knit. They've lived here now for 14 years, no problems.
yeah.
Then Frances moves in, and the place
Whoa.
goes to shit.
This is terrifying. Now, I wanted to ask you, I've never had a nightmare neighbor situation. I know this is obviously extreme, but I've never really had bad neighbors. Have you ever dealt with this?
Yeah, not
Really?
like this.
Okay.
I had a neighbor in our house that we lived in Scranton, which was, right next
Yeah.
door to people. It was a city, we were close.
You and Timmy or while you were growing up or you and your ex?
It was my grandmother's house,
Okay, okay.
and we bought it off of my uncle. That's a whole other
That
story.
house.
And
Yeah, yeah.
there was a family next door who we got along really well with some of them, but others not so much.
Okay.
And one was particularly problematic because, like, I would have the girls out in the yard and we'd be playing, like, in the morning, and he would either still be drunk from the night before or, like, have started
Oh,
up at, like, 6 a.m. and
yeah.
just making a
Yeah.
fool, trying to come over, talk to the girls, talk to me. Like, it was so,
Oh.
like, there was never a fight or
Yeah.
anything like that, but, like, it was annoying, and it was part of the reason we had to get out of there.
Well, 'cause that's
100%.
awful. I mean, in your
Mhm.
home, and you and I are both big we don't like to leave our
Mhm.
house. Like,
Mhm.
that's awful.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, by all means, it could have been way worse, but it was
Right,
like it
right.
was an annoyance for sure.
For sure.
Absolutely. So Frances had a long history with Shauna's family. She even stayed with Shauna's grandmother when she was like a teenager because
Yeah.
she didn't have a good family situation. So this family took her in
Yes.
and like
And they made her
family her.
yeah, they familyed her. Like they said, they referred to her as the niece because
Mhm.
they loved her and she was part of holidays, vacations, like she
Mhm.
was in the family. It's
And
crazy.
then, something happened. It doesn't sound like there was a fight or anything. It's just, she may have graduated and went
Yeah,
her own way. Who knows?
flew the nest.
Yeah, she went away for a while and they didn't really hear from her. And it turns
Mhm,
out that she had gotten married and
mhm.
had like a little life for herself.
Yeah.
Now she shows up, and she's getting divorced and she's
Yeah.
going through a rough time. And in the divorce, she got a pretty good settlement
Mhm.
and she bought a little piece of land right in this. It looks like it's kind of a mobile home park, some mobile
Yeah.
homes, some modular
Yep.
homes.
It was yeah, and
And
she, said she wanted to come home because
yeah,
that was home to her.
yeah. And everybody's like, okay, great.
Okay,
Mhm.
because they have no reason to think otherwise, and they all love Frances.
On this property, Shauna and Dave live,
Mhm,
Shauna's dad,
mhm.
Aunt Wanda, and Aunt Brenda, and they all live right next to each other,
Yeah.
and everything's fine.
Yeah.
So the lot needed some work that Frances had bought. And so she asked Shauna if she could stay with her for a few weeks, days, weeks. Both of Shauna's daughters were grown and out of the house, and Dave worked a lot. He was a corrections officer and he also did something else. I forget, but they focused a lot on his
Factory full
corrections. Factory.
Yeah, he
Thank
worked
you.
full time
Yeah.
at a factory. That was
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds like that was his main job,
Mhm,
and the
and then he
corrections
did
thing was
the
more of a side
corrections
gig.
thing. Yep, yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, Shauna was unable to work because she
Mhm,
was, on disability. So she
mhm.
was like, "Maybe having somebody here would be good for me."
Yeah, and it's again, it's like a cousin, you
Mhm,
know?
mhm. So they go out to eat, they go shopping, they go to the movies, they're going dancing at the club, and
Oh, they were
then
getting
all of a
wild.
sudden, things shift.
The so much of this was so jarring,
Mhm.
and I it's very intriguing.
I think a lot of it is people like this can only behave, quote unquote, for so long.
Totally.
Then the veneer drops, right?
It's a
And
lot of
then
effort to keep it up.
the true them comes out. So I
Yeah.
think this that we're seeing is the true Frances.
She's starting to peel back the layers and let it
Yeah.
show. It's terrifying.
I
Terrifying.
also I'll save it. I'll save my
Yeah.
theory. So then one day Frances is like, check out this video of me hanging out at a white supremacy rally, essentially. And Shauna's
Oh,
like, okay, my husband is a person of color, right?
yeah, she's like, it's a flex. Like, she's like, "Guys, watch this. This is so cool. Look, it's
like
me."
my daughter is biracial.
Yeah.
And you're talking to these like white supremacists, like,
Oh,
yeah,
she was saying horrible things,
yeah.
vile things.
It's kind of wild.
And
It's
she
kind of
had her
wild.
face covered in the video,
Of course
but,
she
like,
did.
she knows it's her,
Mhm.
and she's like she was bragging about this. It was just wow.
That was her passive aggressive way of saying she
Mhm.
didn't like Dave.
Completely.
And she
Mhm.
probably didn't like Dave because she was jealous that he was a good husband and partner to Shauna.
I I think this was a huge part of this. I
Hmm.
could not agree with you more because they had a really happy life, it sounds like.
Yeah. Dave immediately did not like Frances. And very much like my husband, Shauna says he had a good eye for that. He could
Yep.
spot the crazy and he
Yep.
spotted it there. And
Yeah.
he just didn't like her.
No, and this would be so I mean, having someone move in all of a sudden that you don't know because he doesn't know her, right?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't handle this well. I really
Mm-mm.
wouldn't.
Mm-mm. Haley's son Owen was born in 2015, Shauna's first grandchild.
Yeah.
And Haley and Owen together visited Dave and Shauna constantly.
Yeah.
And they moved away. They were in
Yeah,
Ohio.
they moved to Ohio, which isn't terribly far from Kentucky, but it's a drive.
Yeah. And Dave specifically was very close with Owen. Like,
Yeah.
Shauna talks about this a lot, and so does Haley. Like, he was
Yeah.
very good with Owen. He really loved sports. All the
Yeah, they
things.
don't he was the center of their universe, you could
Hmm.
tell.
Hmm. So one time they come down, and Frances is sort of off putting, and Haley just got a bad vibe. She's like, oh, this
Yeah.
is not great here. What's
She
going
yeah,
on?
she says that Frances just seemed like offended that they were in the house and is acting
Mhm.
like they're interfering on her space when that's her mom's house, her parents' house. Like,
The
ugh.
the best is Haley goes, "Frances had resting bitch face all the time and always looked like she was ready to ask to speak to the manager."
I know. Haley had some good things to say in this. That was good. But
That was
how
good.
weird. How
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I
I
just
mean,
that
I
would be
get it. I get it. Little kids could be a lot, but, like, you're staying
totally.
here for free. Fuck off.
And that's their grandchild. And
Yeah,
like this is more his home than yours, I'm sure is how they're feeling. So
100%.
watch out, lady.
Shauna has Owen now every other weekend, and one weekend when he was there, Frances yelled at him, and Dave's like, "No, no, 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 no.
Oh,
You don't yell at our grandson."
can you imagine?
Oh,
I I would lose it.
I would lose it.
Especially because she like yelled at him for just playing, being a toddler.
The
He's
kid
a
was being
toddler.
a kid.
He's riding his big wheel and like
Yeah.
laughing and giggling and like
Mhm.
having fun and getting in his face and yelling at him.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mm-mm. So Shauna realizes, like, okay,
we're
she has
done.
overstayed her welcome. We're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
She throws her out of the house. Well, she asks her to leave, whatever.
Yeah.
2 months later, March 2017, Frances's home is ready to move into. So she moves in, and immediately the property line disputes start.
Oh,
This was another problem we had in Scranton.
really?
Yes, with that same neighbor. Another
Oh,
family member was always like, parking things where we couldn't access things because it was his property. Like,
oh
people
my
get
god.
so crazy over a 50 by 150 square of land. I can't even
They
tell
sure
you.
do. One of my best friends is going through this as we speak. They just bought a house and they had
Mhm.
it they're gonna put a fence up, so they had the surveying done.
Mhm.
And, if anytime you're around and it's an older houses, the survey lines, they're never right, the property lines,
Mhm.
the perceived ones, and they have to go into their neighbor's yard. Now their new neighbors are very upset with them and won't speak
Yeah.
to them, and it's already they haven't even lived there a month, and they're already having some drama.
It's
So, it's
tough.
just like,
It's
ugh.
tough. It's really tough. Every
Yes.
time Timmy and I are like, it's hard living out in the country. Maybe we'll move into the city. I'm always like, but do you want neighbors?
That's the
And we're
thing.
always kind of like, because
I
we're so used to it now. And I
Yeah,
mean, we have neighbors. Like, our neighbors are maybe 200, 300 feet away on each
but
side.
country neighbors and city neighbors, I sound like country mouse and city mouse, but having done both, there's a
Yeah.
vast difference in country
Yeah.
neighbors and, like, urban neighbors in the city, suburban neighbors. Because 'cause I'm not, like, in the city, I'm, like, in
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
suburbs. Fort Wayne
Yeah.
doesn't have
Yeah.
suburbs, but
Yeah.
it is a very different vibe, if you will.
Yeah. I agree. So, Shauna now starts. Oh no, I'm sorry. The property disputes happen, and she gets her land surveyed. And the dad, Shauna's father,
It's
like,
just wild.
realizes that her driveway is partly on his property, so he starts parking upside down cars there so that she
I
can't access half of her driveway.
We get another Haley one-liner. Welcome to Kentucky.
Yes. Yes. But here's my thing,
Yeah.
and this is going to be a controversial take.
Uh-huh.
Would it kill the father to let her just have the fucking driveway into her house?
Okay, yes.
What do you care?
I don't know if this is even playing devil's advocate real quick. Like that was you were trying to ruffle her feathers a little bit with
Mhm.
that. And I
Mhm.
understand you probably don't like this woman at all because it sounds like Owen was the like precious little angel baby of the
Mhm.
family, right? So
Mhm.
everybody's probably pissed.
Right.
But that's not going to help.
No.
Right? Like
No.
I
Mm-mm.
agree. This
I'm
is
not saying what she did is warranted in any way.
at
I'm just
all.
saying, like, there's a lot of poking the bear from both sides here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I agree.
So Shauna starts hanging out at her friend's tanning salon. Now, this story sounds
I have a lot of follow-up questions.
manipulated because Shauna's like, I was just volunteering there. I think she was working under the table.
Yeah, which again, listen, I've worked for
Listen,
cash under the table
yes, it's
a
and
time or two in my life, right?
very common. It's
It's
very
so
common.
common.
Yeah.
Also, I love they were hanging out at the tanning salon because I've done that. I've hung out at the tanning salon. I
Mm,
used to work at one.
okay.
It was a whole
Okay.
thing in the early
I
2000s.
think she
Yeah.
was 100% working there.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's like, I was volunteering. Okay.
Oh, man,
Frances
yeah.
posts on
Ooh.
Facebook that Shauna's working under the table while on disability. And they get into a fist
They
fight.
brawl. Like, it's rough.
Like
Yikes.
Shawna goes to her house and kicks her ass. Is essentially
It's
what
wild.
happened.
Yes. And listen,
Grown
they're
women.
and they're across the street neighbors. This would be bad. I mean, when you have people poking each other, playing passive aggressive games, and you're just staring at each other's front doors all day, every day, I feel like you were kind of in a like ticking time bomb pressure cooker situation a little bit, right?
100%.
I mean, obviously it should never escalate to this level, but
yeah,
oh, this is messy.
it makes me wonder what because the narrative that we're getting is the property disputes begin immediately. Did they immediately begin from Shawna's father or from Frances?
I need to know. And as you know, I'm actively trying to deep dive this one. I'm having a very hard time finding information on this case. But now that this episode is released, because, it's only been like 24 hours, I feel like I'm going to find a lot on Reddit. So I'm going to circle back to this one. I found a little bit, but I know there's going to be people that come in to be like, I know these people.
And again, just to clarify, Frances is in the wrong here, just to clarify.
%.
But I'm just curious as to what the events were that led up to it. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And obviously Shawna, her father, her husband, they did not think this was going to happen.
No.
Nobody did. Nobody thought she's going to result to this, but it's
Dave has to get in there and break this up. And now we have the first of many calls that Frances will place to the police department.
Amy, this was crazy.
I know. Dwayne Kidd, not making that name up, is the sheriff's deputy who responded. And he says Frances was saying that Shawna and Dave beat her down with a hoe.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to grab a weapon, why not have it be a hoe?
I mean, that's a good one. Grab a hoe.
But Dwayne... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying gardening tools of any variety, I feel like are going to be pretty effective.
Yes. Dwayne says there was no evidence of this. Like they had some scratches on them, but like there wasn't a beat down. Nobody was like bleeding, swollen, whatever.
Like Shawna says, they had scrapes and scuffs because they did throw down, but it wasn't like this bloody brawl.
But then Frances does the classic and shows up with the neck brace. Classic.
I know. I got Pam Hupp vibes from that, right? Just the neck.
She files charges. They arrest Shawna. Shawna's mortified because she gets arrested and has to go to the same jail that Dave works at.
Rough.
Shawna gets released and Frances is calling the police and the jail demanding that they put Shawna back in jail. That's not how this works, honey.
No, this isn't. It's incessant. She's calling everybody incessantly.
What does it remind you of? It reminds me of Susan Lawrence in The Perfect Neighbor.
Yes, you're
you
right.
You have this escalation, weaponization of the police force.
You were not kidding when you said there were so many parallels between that and this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's really disturbing to me.
Yeah.
Because again, by the 85th time she calls the police, something's got to happen here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It reaches a tipping point. And I mean, you hear the exhaustion in the dispatcher's voices during these phone calls. And I mean, she's calling about everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
So now she's going to escalate this. She's writing a letter to President Trump.
Well, okay.
All right. Just leaving that there.
Yep.
She thinks this is the good old boy system. So who's going to take down the good old boy system? Trump?
I know, right? Like, that's probably not the best audience for that. I know, right? And she's like, oh, they're protecting Dave. Like, okay.
She says, so according to her, the good old boy network in Kentucky is protecting a man of color.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like she's not hearing herself when she says that out loud. You know what I'm saying? And she's acting like he's the sheriff. He is a part-time confinement officer.
Yes.
This is not like I mean, don't even get me started on like Manitowoc County, but you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with
this.
Like, she's acting like it's that situation.
Yeah. No, I agree. 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
So, June, 2017, 3 months as neighbors. Okay. Andrew Reinhardt gets the case because Frances is pressing charges for assault against Shawna for the beat down with the hoe.
Oh my gosh.
And Andrew Reinhardt is the prosecuting attorney. He gets the case and he says Shawna is being charged with 4th-degree assault, which is a Class A misdemeanor. There's a no contact order in place while they wait the hearing. And Shawna says, I couldn't even go to my mailbox because it was within 500 feet.
Oh, this would be awful. Oh my gosh.
Haley says Frances tried to bait my mom to come out and cross that line.
This is where we see Frances even lose it even more. I feel
this is where it really amps up the phone calls to the police.
Because she's so pissed that they let her out on bail while she's awaiting trial.
Yeah,
like
she's furious.
Fixated. She is fixated on this.
Yeah, you're right. She calls the police that her bird feeder was stolen. She calls the police that Shawna's dad is junking too early in the morning.
It's too early in the morning. She's very wasn't that one of the things when she first moved in? What did she get mad about? It was too early to when she first moved in with Shawna and David, and it's their home, and Shawna's saying she likes a really clean house and she's always cleaning.
Right. She was like running the sweeper in the morning.
Yeah. And Frances gets up and unplugs the sweeper from the wall and scolds Shawna for vacuuming her own floors.
I will strangle you with that cord.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have been like, this is my
hands
house.
off my Dyson.
Oh, and don't unplug it from the wall. No, I would have been very upset about that.
Yeah. She then calls and says her purse is stolen. Oh, wait, never mind. Here it is in the back seat.
It just rolled out. And the dispatcher's like, oh, it did? Oh, you found it okay. And she calls because somebody's setting off fireworks. And they're like, they're allowed to do that.
It's the 4th of July.
They're allowed to do that. They're shooting them in the air. And she's like, well, they're like menacingly doing it. Like she is just grasping at straws.
Dwayne says he was called out there almost daily. And again, go back to our coverage of The Perfect Neighbor, because I said over and over again that something like anyone could see the escalation happening there.
Yes.
I feel like it's here too.
I could not agree with you more. I mean, hindsight's 2020.
It is.
And you can tell he harbors a lot of guilt about this, but like you can hear it in her voice as these 911 calls progress. And
agree.
And she even says like, I can't do this forever. I don't know. It's rough.
I agree. Shawna now realizes, Frances might be racist.
Yeah, I think so, Shawna.
And she says, I think Frances had it out for Dave since day one. And Frances called Shawna's daughter the N-word.
When she said that, I mean, so upsetting.
Now she calls the cops. Okay, so this is a exact copy out of the Susan Lawrence playbook.
It seriously is.
She calls the cops and says she's terrified for her life. She's gonna be murdered. This is setting up for stand your ground, right?
Yes.
This is why those stand your ground laws are a fucking problem.
And has it already happened yet? I cannot remember in the timeline of things because it starts to progress pretty quickly, where she goes out where Dave's getting in his truck to go to work and she accosts him for being in his father-in-law's driveway and has the phone in his face.
I did not have that, but I think it's right around this time.
Yeah, this is where it's like he was seriously going to work and she runs out and she's recording him and harassing him. And, that's where Shawna says, she's like, did you call the cops? And he's like, what are they going to do? Like, what's going to happen? She's in her driveway. It's just the torment would be hell.
And Dave is very mild-mannered.
Yep.
His theory was, I'm not feeding into this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that doesn't always help people like this. It doesn't stop people like this, I should say.
Yeah.
August 2017, Frances full-on stalking them now and terrorizing them.
Oh my gosh.
She's following Shawna to the grocery store. Now we get into the nudity of it all.
This was bananas.
She's sunbathing topless. She's mowing the grass completely nude.
We see it.
Okay, I have so many questions because I love to cut the grass, right?
Yeah.
First of all, this has to be a push mower, right? Because you can't ride around 0 to
I don't know. It kind of looked like just a regular ride-on mower. Go back and look because I think it was a ride-on mower.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now that a ride-on mower is very bumpy.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt your hoo-ha.
It's not going to be a good time. It's not.
Wow.
There's a lot of jostling about.
Wow. Okay.
And like the one clip where, because Shawna says, they had their grandson and the nieces and nephews because they had the above ground pool. And as anyone who has a pool knows, If
You and
build
I,
it, they will
proud
come.
owners of above ground pools, but I
Yes.
recently tore mine down.
You got out.
I got out.
You got out. But she says all the kids are swimming in the pool and they show a clip of Frances and she's like shaking around and she's like, yeah, like it's crazy taunting them.
And the best is Dwayne goes, in the state of Kentucky, you can be topless. You just
He's
can't
like,
show your genitalia. I mean, it's a weird rule. What am I going to do?
He's like, what do you do? You know? Yeah. This was nuts.
We need to update our laws quite often in these small communities. Like I live in a small community and you know, I talk about this a lot on Little Miss Recap when it was happening, but we went through this period of like a whole summer where these kids, and when I say kids, like 20 somethings, right? Were gathering around at this garage a couple streets over. And they would have a big bonfire going, probably having a couple beers, whatever, but they were shooting automatic weapons off the entire time.
And that's frightening.
And when I say automatic weapons, like it was like that.
And let's not be doing that while we're drinking.
It would go on for hours and it would just echo through the valley. And I'm like, I'm over a mile away and I could hear it. I can't even imagine like somebody just built like a $500,000 new home next to them. I can't even imagine how they feel.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Well, okay. So in my
we have no noise ordinance, so the cops can't do anything about it.
Crap. Like, what do you do? Can you like?
You can't do anything about it.
How quickly can you put new ordinances in? I'm not.
And like, I'm not gonna go over there and ask them to stop. They're a bunch of guys with guns.
No, don't do that, please. No. Yes, please don't do that. We have in my hometown. There's a tiny little airport, which is really fun if you know where it is, because I don't know, somebody built it a very long time ago. But this pyrotechnic club meets there, and these are people learning how to make fireworks and firework enthusiasts. And they meet there during the summer and they set them off for, I mean, all day, every day and into the evening. And it's a really rural area and people get so upset because it's incessant and it's a whole problem. It's a whole drama that happens every summer.
Yeah,
and that would drive me nuts.
I always think of the poor animals.
Same. Our dogs both do not like fireworks.
No, my dogs hate him. And the shooting like really affected my neighbor's cats. She was always messaging me like, oh my God, my cats are so upset. Like it's upsetting.
Well, it's scary. Animals can sense that kind of like the danger that's associated with that.
We have a lot of patience up here. Like, look, if you're having a party, so many times people have had parties up here with live bands and stuff like that. Like it's one night. So we'll close our windows and get over it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like this was every day for like hours.
Yeah, and it's a little scary. Anytime anybody's getting drunk and shooting off automatic weapons, that's
there's the whole safety element of it. Yep.
It's like drunk fireworks.
Yeah.
Listen,
I know people are going to come for me on the whole, is it an automatic weapon? It was an AR-15. I don't, if it's automatic, semi-automatic, I don't know, whatever.
A machine gun, I don't know.
The gun that goes pew, 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 pew. That's all you need to know. It's not like a rifle where you shoot and then you have to do things.
It's Yeah, the verbiage is maybe not correct, but I know what you're saying.
So after the whole nudity thing, Haley's like, let's not let Owen go down there anymore. And Shawna gets mad and she stops talking to Haley.
This was rough, right? Because I understand where Haley's coming from. And this is escalating. And he's little. I wouldn't want my son around that.
100% no. 100% no. But Dave was still in contact, so they were like talking. By the time 2018 comes around, they're miserable and they feel like prisoners in their own neighborhood.
Seriously, this will be hell. I can't imagine.
We meet one of Dave's coworkers. I don't know why we had this guy in the documentary. He's basically just like, Dave was miserable. Okay. Like with the situation, not as a person.
Yeah, he was a coworker and he really liked Dave, but it was kind of random. I agree.
In March, the case of the assault is going to court, and Andrew, the DA, says, Frances called me constantly wanting the charges to be more. What do you want the charges to be? Attempted murder?
Remember, she kept demanding, like, she needs to be in jail for 18 months. She was, like, dead set on this 18-month thing.
Yeah.
It was odd.
For the trial, Andrew reached out to a neighbor who was a witness who he claims was neutral, not related to anybody, no skin in the game. And she was like, I hate this Frances woman. She's terrorizing everybody. She's a nightmare. She even wanted me to make false reports against Shawna.
Yeah, and she's pestering this woman incessantly, like, every day texting her, and she's saying,
Yeah.
"Please leave me alone." Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Andrew's like, I cannot put this case before a jury because Frances is a terrible witness.
Oh, for sure.
So
Again,
let's just plead
Susan
this
Lawrence.
out.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she doesn't like that at all.
Mm-mm. She ends up getting the deal they offer her is probation for 1 year and some
Mhm.
anger management classes. Frances is not happy.
Oh, mm-mm, mm-mm.
She calls Andrew and she's freaking out and she calls Shawna a slut.
I know. She's like, because that's. And then the text, when she's texting the prosecutor, you guys, she's like,
Mm.
it's crazy. She's,
Mm-mm-mm.
and we're listening to Love Trapped right now.
Mhm.
And the parallels, it made me think of that when she's
Mhm.
texting the prosecutor, like, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Like, wild. Wild.
No boundaries. No
No,
boundaries.
no.
So after all of this is when Shawna and Dave decide to put up security cameras. I'm like, what?
Why wouldn't you have? Yeah,
Why wouldn't you have had them all along? I mean, they didn't change the outcome at all.
No, it
But
didn't
still.
matter. But
Okay. Memorial Day weekend 2018. Dave's literally installing the cameras when this happens.
what are the chances of that?
Shawna is cleaning and Frances calls 911 is like, I can't take this anymore. I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. She hangs up. We see her on these new cameras approaching the house. It is haunting.
It is. It's haunting, and she's just has that look on about her, like she's on a mission. She knew what she was doing. It's so chill.
It's chilling. She walks in the front door and she shoots Shawna.
Immediately.
Shawna says, I remember like everything went black. And then I kind of came to and I could see Dave just laying on the ground. So Shawna didn't know what happened to Dave.
No, she said she could like see his feet on the ground and trying to. This ripped my heart out of my chest.
Shawna's family hears the shots. They call 911.
Yeah.
On the 911 call, the dispatcher, I felt like this was very smart of the dispatcher who knows what's up here, immediately says, was this Frances? And he says her last name.
Yeah, it's like it's Zaayer. It's pronounced a little different than it looks. It's like Zaayer. Zaayer. Yeah. Perk of being in a small town, though, they knew exactly what was going on.
And the dispatcher says, was it Frances Zaayer who shot them?
Yeah.
And the person on the phone is like asking, and then she goes, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Oh.
Then they get here and they have like a standoff with Frances.
They're having to negotiate with her to get her out of the house.
My heart broke for Haley.
Oh my God, Amy.
35 weeks pregnant. And they get a call that her mother's in critical condition with the gunshot wound and her beloved stepfather is dead.
When her husband talks about getting the call and being
I
like,
just
pause for, I know, me too. And he's like, I have to tell her. Oh my God.
And they had to drive 3 hours.
Ugh. And she was so worried she wasn't going to see her mom because you hear your mom's been shot in the face. Of course you don't think
she was so worried that because they were estranged, she would not get there to see her mother before she died.
Oh, I know, Amy. Both of these first 2 episodes, I was weeping during both of them.
Yeah.
I am not a Libra. I'm a Taurus.
I cry through every true crime story.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
But this just was so upsetting because it was just so unnecessary, but we'll get to that.
Well, the part I started sobbing at was this one. Shawna comes to and she writes on the whiteboard, David ? And they have to tell her he's dead.
They have to tell her he's dead. And she's just gutted and having to tell her. And, they always have that fear of telling people in recovery like this, like really devastating news. It was gut-wrenching.
Frances shot Shawna point blank in the face and went out back and shot Dave in the heart. And Shawna insists on leaving the hospital. She was supposed to stay there like 3 to 6 weeks. Yeah. And she's like, I'm fucking going to my husband's funeral.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out. I don't blame her either.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. Yeah.
He had almost like a military level funeral with this law enforcement presence. Went all out. It was amazing. They went all out for him.
They did. And everybody says that everybody loved Dave. Dave was just that guy. Everybody knew Dave. Everybody loved Dave. He was just like a chill, nice guy.
Uh, Haley and Shawna reconcile, and River, her new grandson, is
Yeah.
born a few weeks later.
Yeah.
Frances gets a plea deal, and Shawna
Mm.
is still so angry about this. So angry
enough.
about Frances getting a plea deal. I don't blame her.
I don't blame her. I'd be angry too. I mean,
Like,
she destroyed their lives.
the only reason this wasn't a double homicide is because Frances didn't shoot her in the right place.
Oh, 1,000,000%. I mean, the odds of this just missing everything it needed to are, I don't even know, but I would
Mhm.
be angry too. And it's all so unnecessary. That's what I kept thinking when I'm watching this
I know.
episode. Like
I know.
her hate for them.
And
Mm.
again, I will never be okay with somebody doing this and getting a 35-year sentence because that's
Yeah.
what she got. She
Yeah.
pleaded guilty to murder, second-degree assault, and wanton endangerment. She got 35-year sentence. She'll be eligible for parole in 2038. Guess who will be in jail a lot longer than that? Brendan Dassey.
Seriously. Brendan Dassey.
Justice for Brendan.
Just ask them. He's the biggest monster that's ever lived. Ooh.
To this day, Dwayne says Frances has never given an explanation for anything, has never said she was sorry. Shawna has had 14 surgeries because every bone in her face was broken.
Can you imagine the amount of physical pain she had? Your face, any injury to the face is so painful.
I can't imagine that. Not only that, I have to say, Shawna, the surgeries, like, she looks incredible.
She looks amazing.
Like, I never would have thought. No.
Yep.
The good that has come out of this is that it has reconciled Haley and Shawna. And Haley has moved back to Mount Sterling. And they've mended their relationship. And the documentary kind of ends with this nice family dinner scene.
They're all together. They're all hanging out, which was really good to see.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the end of the story. Again, the way that they tell these stories, it's very concise.
And it keeps you interested. I always think, was I bored? I was not bored at all. I was captivated. And this one held Mitchell's interest. Sometimes he'll start these with me and then wander away. But
yeah.
It kept him captivated.
Were you able to find anything else on these people?
The little teeny bit that I could find, and I'm serious, I will find more, and one of these next ones I'll circle back to it. It's just fresh. I did find some things about the family that I'm not going to share on here because it looks like they want to maintain a private life.
Okay.
But I found the news articles from when this originally happened and when Frances was getting arrested, and I found some comments from locals on there. I did find that she worked in the bakery at Walmart for a while locally and then became a greeter. It was not well liked amongst coworkers, allegedly a nightmare to work with. Lots of that. Jesus. Lots of comments that she was a nightmare. And I was seeing a lot of comments where people were not surprised. A lot of people were like, oh, I'm not surprised to see this was her. So I'm going to really try to look into if she has any other situations.
I wonder like what her divorce was like.
Yes. I'm going to try to, and if anybody knows, the Kentucky public record system, if anybody could give me a good point in that direction. Each state has their own, and sometimes they're harder to figure out than others. So hit me up.
All right, guys, that's been Worst Neighbor Ever. As we move through the series, let us know, like, if you want us to do another series. There's Worst Roommate Ever. There's Worst Ex Ever. Amanda and I covered Worst Ex Ever over on Little Miss Recap because it was about a 90-day person. Just the one episode we did about Jeffrey Pichel. But yeah, these are good.
They're good. I like it. I'm into it.
Yeah. All right, guys, if you would like to join us and support the show and get bonus content, the link is in the show notes for our Patreon. But also, you know, if you could just share this episode with a friend, leave a 5-star review, all of that helps people find the show. You know, we're just going to grow this little podcast one person at a time.
One little person at a time. And
that's it.
Then
one couch detective at a time.
Yeah, and the more couch detectives on board, the more likely we are. I slurred that word, the couch detectives. I sounded like Judy Garland. I didn't do it. Judy. You get a lot of Wisconsin accents over on Patreon right now. And
also my Michael Peterson.
Yeah. I love it. That's a classic.
All right, Kyla, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Amy, for having me.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.